Alrighty, so we've just rocked up in a brand new spot for me. So I decided I'll let you guys know how I go about catching King George whiting off my kayak. So to really simulate a new person going out there and fishing for King George for the first time, I've decided to go to a brand new location for me. And well, I mean, pretty gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, let's get this behemoth off the roof of my car and let's get it set up. Probably take me about half an hour. Might do a little time lapse of that, but yeah, I'm absolutely frothing for this. Oh, look at this little cutting in track. Oh, it looks like a bit of water sort of eroded away there, so we can even take a bit of a shortcut up to the big wagon. How good? Let's do it. Alright, blowing a little bit because it is a bit of a hustle to get that thing off. But a lot of you are probably actually wondering how the hell I find my whiting spots and how I find new locations. Now, to be honest, it is Google Earth or Google Maps with the satellite imaging. I go over basically along the coastline of the whole Yorke Peninsula because I'm an absolute nerd like that and I love finding new spots by myself to go try out. So yeah, I'll go along the coastline. I'll look for mainly weed and broken bottom. So just out here, I reckon about 500, 600 meters out, there is a lot, like a massive patch of broken bottom and with a lot of weed, like solid weed around it. So if you don't know, that's perfect for King George, and it's absolutely perfect for another sort of bait target species for today, which is southern calamari. So fingers crossed. The tides aren't great in the morning, they're a bit better in the late arvo, so we'll see how we go, but let's get this thing set up. All right, so I get a few questions about what rod I use. Now, the rod that I use is a Tenayu Brigade flip. I'm not sure how well you can see that. Get a decent shot of it. Brigade flip, you definitely can't see that at all. It's an 8'5", medium style rod. It's a little bit soft at the tip, but it's a lot stiffer than a fair few squidding rods. It still has that nice parabolic bend though. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous looking. And for the whiting rod, I have a blue Yamega Blanks Blue Current 3. Right, and the reel that I use for my little whiting setup is a 1000 Stratic CI4 Plus. Beautiful little reel, one of the most expensive Shimano reel that I own, and it's a super impressive, super light little reel, and the drag sound as well sounds absolutely awesome. So whack this thing on. Finally, after a bit of a mission, we've got this set up. There's nothing actually wrong, it just took a little bit longer than expected, but let's head down. Get a load of it. There she is. Frothing! Oh, she's cold. Oh, shake the feet off a little bit. Oh, on. Oh, does it feel good to be back out here? Oh yeah. How good is this? What a day. Water is absolutely crystal. I'm in 1.4 meters and I can see the bottom super easily. Hello ducks. See you ducks, they're cool, they're big ducks. Cast in the water, I've literally gone probably 200 meters. There's a dolphin out that way, so it's a bit of action. So reel that I'm using today is a Banax Onyx, Banax Onyx Light in size 2500. It's a purpose-built squidding reel by the South Korean company called Banax, and the line that I've got on it, it's actually a bit more of a budget line. It's the Gozen Answer Eggy. There's squid straight away. Gozen Answer Eggy in 4-ply rather than the 8-ply. So I decided to try out a little bit more of a budget, good quality braid for those who may be on a bit more of a budget. But how good is that for a start to your morning? Second cast, we're on a squid, already getting ink. Oh, I've already got ink all over the kayak too. How good, I wouldn't ask for it any other way. It's flashing really nicely. Just gonna mark this spot. Oh, that was a squid. Come on again. Come on. You're a tiny little one, mate. See you, mate. Good bite. See if there's any more out there. As I was marking the zone, literally got hit. So I think a trap that people fall into with their boating is they tend to just drift in too deep of water, especially on the high tide. They drift in, 5-6 meters of water, whereas the squid are realistically sitting in a lot closer. And it just goes to prove that you can catch small squid on a big lure. This is a 3.5 size, and we've caught 2 squid that are combined size probably not much bigger than the lure itself. So got another little baby. It's actually a perfect bait size for me, so he's going to stay in. See if there's another one. Usually they hang out in schools. I'm not sure if you saw that. But he was very, very aggressive, that little fella. Squid number 4 for the day, 3 keepers. So I've just noticed a really nice bit of ground that I've just drifted over. So I'm just gonna whack the anchor down just to give it a go. We're not in that deep of water. We're in only 4.5 meters, but the bottom is very clear. So I'm just gonna spin around. Whack that down. I'm gonna swap over to a much lighter weight or sinker, because purely actually for the reason that whiting hate the feeling of tension in your line. So the perfect thing to counteract some of that is to use quite a light sinker, or as light as you can go. That's going to ensure you that there's no extra tension on that line, and that you can sort of fish comfortably, knowing that you're doing the absolute most to get you onto those fish. So without further ado, let's chop up some bait. Now, favourite bait for whiting is fresh squid tentacles. I don't think there's anything better on the planet than fresh squid tentacles. I don't know what it is about it, especially when they're still, when they're that fresh that they're a little bit transparent still. So like these little fellas. Rigging up these pieces on your hook, about as simple as you can get, really. So get the end, make sure it's pretty close to the end on. You can either just rig it just like that, or as a little bit of extra insurance, I'll go around one more time, like so. And you leave that little dangly bit. That is the most important part of your bait presentation, is to leave that dangly bit. Common knowledge for a lot of you, but with whiting fishing, you are fishing the sand holes. So out there is a nice big sand hole, and you want to get your bait in that sand hole zone. Now make sure your baits hit the bottom, which mine most definitely has. Now what I tend to do, I see a lot of people making this mistake. They fished with the lead too heavy, and they put too much tension in their line. So the bonus of having an ultralight rod is I can feel these bites, but you just give yourself just a little bit of slack in the line so that the fish can take in the bait and then choose to move off if they like to. Up to something, I've got no idea what it is. It's a red mullet. Fought. Very, very strange. Oh, and there's a squid. Oh, there's two. There's a squid chasing it up. There was two squid chasing that up then. So we're gonna quickly get this squid in. Now it's a lot better sized squid than the ones that we caught before, which is excellent. I was like, what the hell is following this in? I'll get the net behind this one. And there was a second squid down there for sure. So we'll quickly get this out, get it back in the water, see if we can't find that second squid. It's not a bad fish. It's a bit of weight to this. A lot of head shakes. It's feeling like a red mullet, but could be a King George. It's a King George. Oh! Bad size George either. My God. Feisty little thing. Jeez Louise. Get any little bugger. Well, he's not that little, he's actually a really good fish. Oh. Come on. In the net you go. Yeah, baby. Woohoo! That's a really nice Georgie. Most certainly legal, probably about 37 centimeters, 38 maybe. Really, really solid fish. How good. First Georgie of the day. Absolutely frothing with that one. Let's give him a quick measurino. Yeah, he's probably about 39. So a really good start to the day there. It's not a bad fish again. I think that's definitely another George. Yeah, it is. Definitely another George. Looks like another. Don't get snagged on that. Little bastard. Give this guy a measure first. See if he's legal. Gee, looks like he is. 0. Yep, he's legal. That's like 34 centimeter fish. Lovely little fella. Camera running out of charge, but I was literally just had my rod in the rod holder, getting the battery changed, and it just went off. King George, and also a first for me, a flounder. How cool is that? I'm gonna whack this back on my head now. get you guys to have a look at it. But literally just whacking my rod in the rod holder, you get a beauty King George who's pinned perfectly. King George number 4. As I've said, managing King George is quite easy when you know this trick. Remember the V, push down the V, and he is kicking a little bit, but he's certainly a lot easier to handle than what he is without it. And also, how unique is this little fella? So this is a flounder, or a flatfish, as some people may call it. Now these guys grow up with their eyes. They have one on each side, and then when they get a bit older, they've got 2 eyes on the top of their head, but their mouth is still sideways. You flip them around. How unique. And unfortunately for him, these guys are amongst some of the tastiest critters that you can get in the ocean. So he will be coming home with me. He's a greedy little guts. How good is that? Flounder on the bottom hook, whiting on the top hook. Get him in the esky as well. And how good is this for a start? It's very much a different day in terms of weather compared to what I last left you with. The wind and the rain has come in and it's spoiling the party a little bit. But I believe we've got a red mullet on here. Oh, and a red mullet and a whiting beneath it. So I've got a double header. I didn't even see the whiting at first. I just saw the bright red of the red mullet. Yep, 1 in there, 2 in the net. How good. And they're probably going to be tangling me to buggery. I think this weather change has something to do with it. It's another legal fish. In you go. And little red mullet, or bearded goat fishes they're also known as. In you go. Managed to land a few Georgies. Oh, geez, they are right hot on that. Oh my god. Oh. This might be another red mullet. It is another red mullet. Actually a really big red mullet too. He fell off. Just going to make sure that the hook presentation's okay. Alright, so session done. It got really quiet during the last sort of hour of that session then. That's the way it goes with the King George. Sometimes though, as soon as they're on the bite, they come off it straight away too sometimes. So a bit unfortunate. I thought I'd show you the haul that I got though. Still did pretty well. If I get in there. So we've got a little bag full of squid. We got, how many King George did we end up getting? We got a few red mullet in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 King George, and a fair few red mullet there. So not a bad haul. Again, half a bag of King George is better than no bag of King George. So yeah, pretty happy with that, especially for a brand new location for me as well. So I thought I'd show you that although it might seem tough and you might not have the same success that I do first off, but it is possible to catch plenty of good quality fish in a location that you haven't fished before. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and leave a comment as well. Always appreciate reading them comments. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Yo!